What's good, yo? What's good? Your boy Mike C. It's Ya Clout Podcast, live every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm here with my brother, by the way, he's in Northern Ireland, Crack in the building.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
Yep. And we're here to talk about Spice One's Sophomore Album from 1993. 187 he wrote. Turns 30 years old this year, man. And if you follow the channel, you know we're big Spice One fans. We reviewed the self-titled 92 album. We did a top 10 Spice One songs, and with the homie Rocker Bash, I reviewed my personal favorite Spice One album, America's Nightmare from 1994, which is just a fucking 5 mic album for me personally. But like every episode, we talk about how we got into the artist, but I said that ad nauseum at this point, so I'll just tell you how I got into this album. Before I even started collecting, my uncle played this like crazy.
Yeah.
He loved this shit, bro. And then later on down the line, you know, all my people from America, I don't know if people in Europe had this or not, but Columbia House and BMG, like oh my God, you could, for a penny, get like, what is it, 12 CDs, some crazy shit. But you got to pay after when the bills will start coming in. But I raped and pillaged. And I still got a lot of the CDs on the back where the retail is, like the barcode, you see the BMG Direct sticker on there, but yeah, that's what I got. 170 roll, America's Nightmare, Alcoholics, 21 and Over, Getting Where You Fit In. Like I made a big order, just crazy shit. Only whack thing was when I ordered Wu-Tang Clan, wasn't it The Swarm from 98? They gave me the Sting. That pissed me off. But
oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, but I got that now. So yeah, shout out to BMG Direct. You know, all the niggas that was in the music at some point knows about that. But yeah, basically that was like the first CD I got with this album. And it's a fucking masterpiece. We'll get into it, man. But how about you, Rod? When did this come into you?
The first album that I got was 1996. I don't know why per se, but that was the first one I got. And this album, along with 1996 and Black Bossolini, I got them all around the same time. Those ones were cheap, but America's Nightmare and the self-titled one, they always went for more bread. And I don't know why per se.
Oh, yeah, that debut was crazy money.
Yeah, for whatever reason, like they went out of print like quicker or something like that. But yeah, I remember, 6-7 years ago, you could get 187 he wrote 1996 and Black Bossolini pretty easily. But I don't know, something about the 1996 album cover probably stood out to me. I remember just listening to that online first before ordering it and loving it. And that was my entry point. But I think so from there, America's Nightmare was my second album, and then 187 he wrote. So I kind of went backwards from 1996. But yeah, I mean, we'll get into it. But yeah, it's a phenomenal album.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
excellent. I still need to get Black Bossolini. I don't know if that's probably going for fucking money. You know how these niggas is nowadays.
It used to be cheap. Yeah, that's a crazy thing. It's like these albums used to be like, you could get them like new and sealed for less than $5. That's what it was like 6-7 years ago when we were collecting.
I know it was crazy, man. I'm glad I'm tapped the fuck out. I just buy vinyls and tapes now, and that's not even a fucking thing I do a lot.
Yeah,
it's a spur of the moment type deal.
I don't even know if you can get this on vinyl. Can you?
I think I want it. I'm probably wrong. It probably was the first album, but Smoke on Records did a Spice vinyl, look fucking gorgeous. I know it wasn't 1996 because Rap Bait did that one.
Yeah,
someone did it. Yeah, I think it might have been. No, it was America's Nightmare. It had like the American flag vinyl,
cool.
like a splatter joint. Oh, it's fire. Yeah. So yeah, man. Spice 187 he wrote the Sophomore Album, 1993. We get off the jump, no intro, no bullshit. I'm the fucking murderer. What a way to start an album. We get an intro to the song with what I'm guessing is Spice doing effects to his voice, talking about studio gangsters. Have you ever heard of a killer? Love that shit. Off the rip, just starts talking that gangster shit. I love how Spice does that stutter flow throughout the track. Like that and the patois shit is his like highlights to me. Absolutely love that. Like I said, the Jamaican patois is in full effect on here. Dope beat by Prodigy of South Central Cartel, which I fucking love. Excellent track. Just off the rip with just a fucking heater, my nigga. Like, fire. What else can I say about I'm the fucking murderer?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. Like, I love what you said earlier about, no intros, no BS, kicking off the album. As much as I love the 98 stuff, they all have intros.
Oh yeah, and some dumbass skits too.
Yeah. But, like, I love that, like, albums like this and, like, Here Come the Lords, which we reviewed it about a month ago, it's like, just hits you in the face immediately. And yeah, love this song. Awesome beat by Prodigy of South Central Cartel. Love the kind of like driving kind of feel to it. And it's just so raw from the get go. Spice One, I think. I love the first album, the self-titled album. Actually, we listened to it this week as well. But he upgraded between that album and this album. Like, he really came into his own on One It 70 wrote. He's a lot more aggressive on this album, and I think his voice just sounds better. He sounds a little bit older, because if you listen to the first Spice One album, he sounds quite young on it. But here he just, I don't know, he's like, yeah, upgraded or something. He's just amazing from the jump here. It starts off, ring a ding a ling. I'm called off in the stank with the motherfucking sawed off. Oh, amazing, because I put the gauge to your nuts, amazing, just killer lines from the get go. I love the part where he goes, "My name is Spice One, I never heard of ya." I love that when he does that kind of stuff. And on the second verse, he does that amazing stutter flow, which he experimented on the first album with the song "Money Gone," but this is like even better. You know what I mean? I just love it. My name is Wicked Spice, Wicked One. My Uzi wear a ton. I kicks the red rum. I leave your body numb. I love that. It's so dope.
Ross finesse that shit well.
Yeah, I listen to this a lot.
Ain't no other Northern Island niggas getting down like Ross, dog.
Oh no, like like I was talking about with Big Pun last week. Spice One never cracked outside of the US. Unfortunately, I don't think he's known.
That's sad, because that nigga's dead nice.
I know, it's such a shame. Absolutely, but I'm the Murderer. I think it's fantastic. What a killer way to kick off the album, and I love the hook as well. It's RBX's voice from High Powered on the Chronic. That's what it's sampled from. Haven't you heard of the killer? Yeah, it's like pitched up, but yeah, it's dope.
So fucking ill, bro. Yeah, love that. What a way to start the album. And you mentioned Spice being young, Vod. Like, I was thinking, this nigga 22 on this record. A 22-year-old now
with a motherfucking beer belly. Some say I'm a no tea already.
22-year-old niggas now can't even form a sentence, so it's like, it's crazy how that shit comes. But yeah. Ooh, next track, Dumping Them in Ditches. Oh, one of my favorite joints on here. Just raw. I'm a crooked nigga too, like Pac. I do a 187 with this motherfucking Glock. Just his pronunciation of words and the way he says shit is just fucking dope. Just so hard. Bust, bang, and let my nuts hang. I shoot my Mustang and let this motherfucking gas sang. Dog. Fucking incredible. He just says that so effortlessly. Amazing chorus and an amazing beat by EA Especially on that Supreme Gangsta shit on here, that drug dealing shit. Just pure grimy. Got some smoke for them dirty ass cops as well on here. Just an impeccable fucking song, bro. Absolutely love that song. That chorus, the way he flows on that shit, the beat. EA did this fucking thing. Oh, 5 mic song.
Yeah,
love it.
Absolutely. This is like one of the main singles off the album, and I love the video for it as well. Black and white. He's got like the Tommy gun. He's like hanging off the side of the sort of old timey like 1930 cars.
Yeah, old school gangster shit.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, like you said, just a phenomenal song. Shot you in the body, had to break his ass off, break the gat off his ass at the party. Crazy as fuck, I thought you knew me. Quick to put the bullets in the motherfucking Uzi, bitch. I love that. Just
bitch, yeah.
Again, like, his flow is just phenomenal. Like, he has a dope voice anyway, but the way he can sort of like on the fly, speed up his flow and slow down his flow like mid-line is very, very dope. He has such great control over his voice. And I mean, I love he likes doing this as well, where he personifies certain actions as well, and like makes sort of like dope references. I love where he says, I get the clip in, slam dunk it in the get like Scottie Pippen. I love that. Really, really cool. And yeah, great hook as well, like you said. Fat Nina for the player hitting bitches. Just so catchy. And yeah, I mean that beat as well from EASK and CMT. They did stuff on the first album as well, and yeah, I love this beat. Kind of like hard, you know what I mean? Definitely, almost kind of like definitely has like a cinematic feel to it, but at the same time, I love how the beat sort of changes and morphs throughout the song as well. Brings in different elements like that. Doom, 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 doo doo doom, doom. It's not on the song all the way through, but it just comes in certain parts and when they take it away and stuff like that. Just really good. Lots of layers to the production on this track. And yeah, it's absolutely awesome. I remember on the Rhyme and Reason documentary, there's a bit with Spice One. I think they're interviewing his mother, and I think it's for this song where she says, oh, we really like this music video because his sister was in it and stuff like that.
I gotta go back to Rhyme and Reason. I've been a long time.
Yeah, because like I think she's going through like old pictures of Spice One. It's like, oh, this is from the music video shoot, and I think it's from this one where it's like, oh, we're really proud of this one because he managed to get his sister and stuff like that. It's really cool. But yeah, I love Dumping Up in Dishes. And one last thing I want to say, Spice One is the greatest MC of all time as far as cleaning up lyrics, because the clean version of this is still hard, but it's like, clean. He's amazing at rewriting his lyrics so that they're, you can play them on the radio. And it's like, when you listen to the dirty version, you think, how on earth are you going to make a clean version of that? He did, and it's great. So yeah,
he's the best at that. A lot of niggas can't do that, because a lot of niggas they use corny shit to say, But
yeah, because like he knows how to like either change words entirely, or he uses his stutter flow to get over the swear word as well, which is really dope. You know what I mean? He's just amazing.
Yeah. Great breakdown on that one. I love that fucking song, bro.
Yeah.
So next, third track, we get Gas Chamber. Dope funky beat by Too Short. Spice on that, just braggadocious gangster shit on here. Also, some of that drug talk on here. The simple shit he says is dope, like, and I got to come sick with it. I said dope and crack. What do you say? I sold dope and crack and shit, but didn't stick with it. I love that. It's hard to say, but it's songs like this. This I was talking about backstage, VOD. That makes me think Spice One might be the greatest gangster rapper of all time.
I think he is, as far as like leave your brains on your lap kind of gangster rap, Yes,
what I mean? That's what I mean. The real, like, we got Cube, we got Ice-T, Easy, all them niggas, but this motherfucker, that if you want to blow a nigga brains out, I'm not condoning it, but that's the soundtrack, my guy. Like, this nigga Spice, I'm telling you, he's so ill, He also talks about it on the song. He talks about how it doesn't matter what color you rap, blood, crip, whatever, essay, you're going to get that gas chamber at the end of the day, Also gives a shout out to Butcher Bill, which is dope on here, man.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Don't make sense. Yeah, man. I get like, Spice killed this shit, bro. Love Gas Chamber. Dope ass track.
Yeah, I love this song too. Really dope production from Too Short. Really nice to have him on here. It's sort of weird that like we didn't get like a proper Too Short guest feature on a Spice album until the Black Bossolini. That's kind of crazy because they go back way far. They go back to like the 80s. I believe Spice was in like the original like Dangerous crew from back then, of like Rappin' Forte and stuff. Like the early sort of periods. And great production. Really like the kind of funkiness to it, but at the same time, there's that kind of like eerie kind of like guitar loop that's in there that he brings in every once in a while. It kind of gives it like a good kind of eeriness to the song. And I mean, Spice One again, he just murders his track with his killer flow. I love the part where he says, because in the Bay there are no red or blue guys, motherfuckers just drop like shoe flies. Love that. That's just dope as hell. And he even makes a reference to 187 Proof. He says, I gotta keep my Tech 9 in the bushes, making more mail from the rest of the pushes.
Oh yeah.
Classic stuff right here. I mean, this is like, so far we're on track 3. It's like just 3 like brutal songs. You know what I mean? Just like you said, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, like gangster rap album of, like, not album, but like just this like run of songs, like just killer, unbelievable. You know, at this point.
Absolutely, it's fucking. Man, fuck it. Spoiler alert, this album's damn near flawless, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
For
it's so
sure.
fucking good, man. So next we get 187. He wrote the title track. My favorite song on the album, hands down. It's hard to choose. There's so many good songs. This is my favorite song. I love it. The way he sets it off. I'm trying to keep my aces and my deuces all together. I'm thinking of stuff murder. I know I won't live forever. I love that shit, man. Spice also talks about being paranoid from the weed, having bad dreams, talking about how jealous niggas can be. That's why he stays strapped. The chorus is everything to me. That pop while he does, that 1-8, 1-8-2-7. I fucking love that. I bumped this shit like fucking 6 times this weekend. No cap. Like, this shit is incredible, bro. Incredible. Dark subject matter on here. Death of friends. Being afraid of his own mortality and shit. Such an amazing fucking song. That beat as well. Oh my god, son. 170 wrote, title track, my favorite song on the album. Fucking love it, man. Brilliance. Pure brilliance. He should be up there with Cube and Scarface and them niggas. He needs that respect.
Absolutely. Incredible. I agree. I mean, yeah, the song is absolutely phenomenal. I don't know why it wasn't a single, because this screams like...
You took it right out of my mouth, brother. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Like, Scarface is a great comparison for this kind of stuff, you know, because it's still a gangster song, but it's done from a perspective of like consciousness and like, you know, you've got everything on this track. You know, you got like some storytelling on here. You've got like, you know, talking about the reality of the streets, and like he mentions, you know, visions of a dead man's body bags and all the youngsters getting their cap peeled over colored rags, you know what I mean? And later on he says, you know, I think I'm being followed every time I leave my home, having fatal thoughts of getting chrome to my dome. And by the way, Isham so bit that line. He bit that, like, on the mental stress, definitely bit that. And I love Isham, that's my favorite rapper of all time, but he bit that. It's just amazing, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's got the consciousness in there, it's got the gangster shit in there, but it's got that like mental health aspect of it as well, you know what I mean? It's like that paranoia, that you know, that feeling of like hopelessness, you know what I mean? It's like, when is this going to end, you know? And the production on this track as well by Menly Blonage, you know what I mean? It's very nice, you know what I mean? It's very you know, it's smooth, but it's still, you know, it's perfect for this song. And I think this song comes up at the right time in the album, because like I said, the first 3 tracks are like gang banging, aggressive, you know what I mean, fast-paced tracks, and then this is the perfect kind of calm down, and it shows what Spice One has versatility in his back pocket. So like, yeah, absolutely phenomenal song, and yeah, it definitely should have been a single, for sure.
Absolutely. My favorite song on the album. Can't say enough good things about 187 he wrote, man. So fucking good. And next we get Don't Ring the Alarm, The Heist, featuring Boss, and they got G-Nut from fucking 187 Fat credited as well. A heist song. Shit go dumb hard. Spice talks about spraying down the security cameras with spray paint, embodying this old-ass security guard. You know, some Bonnie and Clyde shit with Boston. Boss comes through on here. She kills it. I love her flow on here. Spice with that. So kick up the cash before I blast with this Jason mask. Quit trying to fuck with a psychopath. And that chorus, don't ring the alarm, G. Oh, I fucking love it. That boom, 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 boom. So fucking good, man. I love this song so much. Dope shout out at the end, you know. No, my bad. I read it wrong. Spice One gives Boss's song Deeper a shout out towards the end.
Yes, that's right.
So fucking dope.
Deeper and deeper.
Yeah, I love
that.
I
got the flavor for the motherfucking fever. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. You know. Then the cops show up. They bailed out of there real quick. Amazing concept song. Absolutely love this track, man. Fire. Ring the alarm. Nice.
It's funny because last week we did Big Pun Capital Punishment, and we talked about the song Fast Money, which of course is amazing, like heist kind of song.
Absolutely.
And this is another amazing heist song, definitely up there as one of the great ones in my opinion. Spice One and Boss, great sort of duet here. Of course, Boss's career was very kind of short-lived, you know what I mean? Don't think she had many guest appearances on other people's albums. This is kind of the only one that I know about. Obviously she had her own album, but I mean, this is great stuff. She might have been on that the Murder Squad album in 95. She might have been on that.
Type shit. Yeah, she was on that. Yeah, she was.
But yeah, this is such a great song. Just love the storytelling on here. Just love how violent it is as well, you know. Spice One says, player, I'm gonna spray these cameras with this paint, and when I do, blow that bald ass security guard out of shoes, amazing. Yeah. And that's when Boss comes in, give me the shit so Boss can load up a full clip, a trigger happy bitch screaming, get down motherfuckers, I'm making us rich, just great chemistry between the two, even though what killed Boss's career was the fact that she came out and said, look, this isn't really what I'm about, I'm just here making money. I don't think that really worked out for her in the long run, but great song nevertheless. And love the beat on this. This is again done by Mentally Blunted, who did 1870 Wrote. To me, this sounds very much like a like a DJ Slip or like an MC8 kind of beat. Like it has those kind of strings to it, you know what I mean? And obviously we'll talk about them more later on. But it has that kind of like cinematic feel that reminds me of like, Music to Drive By or even We Come Strapped, you know what I mean? That kind of sound sort of reminds me of that for sure. And I think it's another fantastic song on the album.
Fantastic, brother. Love that shit. Next, fucking heat rock right here, man. Clip and the Trigger, and Banks, banging beat by Ant Banks. It's so fucking good. Spice doing that pop on here as well. Just talking that gangster/drug shit on here. I love the synths on here. I call it the West Coast wine. That shit's incredible. Ant Banks is incredible. This joint just bangs, banger. Clip in the trigger, the clip in the trigger. So fucking good, man. Flawless song. 5 mic song for me. Love it.
Yeah, I love it too. The only Ant Banks beat on the album, again, that's kind of surprising considering Ant Banks is all over the first album and he does quite a bit. I think he does like 4 or 5 songs in America's Nightmare and like 4 songs in 1996, I think. So like only one Ant Banks beat on here. It's kind of crazy, but I mean, this is another great song. Like the beat alone is phenomenal. Really sticks out on the album, I guess. It makes it more special, but there's only one Ant Banks beat because when it comes in, you're like, yep, that's Ant Banks. You can tell right away.
That beat's so good.
Don't. It's amazing. Yeah, I love it. This is great. Like just it's banging, but at the same time, it's a song that you can just kind of vibe to. I love it. It's again, Spice One. This is the line where he opens up, I'm 22 with a motherfucking beer belly. Some say I'm an OG already. When I was young, I had the lust to pull the trigger. Like, just, amazing. Like, just classic Spice on this track. And like you said, he does kind of like the patois stuff as well, on the bridge. And then, you got Ant Banks and Spice One doing the hook together on this. Great song.
Yes.
Definitely another highlight on the album. And Ant Banks had a lot of love for Spice because all of the Ant Banks albums, Spice One has a guest appearance on all of them, apart from the last TWDY album, if you're counting that. But all of the like Ant Banks albums, he's on all of them. So yeah.
Yes. Want to do something fat this year too, because I absolutely enjoy that record.
Yeah, I mean, all of the Ant Banks stuff can't go wrong with any of them.
Oh hell no. Love that shit. Yeah, dope song right there. Then we get, I fucking love this song. Smoke 'em Like a Blunt. Now, I don't know if Spice has Jamaican roots or not, but it sure sounds like he does. And if he doesn't, then that's amazing. This is damn near a straight reggae song, and Too Short did the production. Sounds like a straight dub track. I love it. I'm really big on reggae. I'm a big reggae fan. Big fan of like dance hall in the late 80s, early 90s. Absolutely love this. It's so fucking good. That chorus as well. I love that chorus. We kill that man down to the finish, blowing brains out. Come on, no, that shit, that shit.
Yeah.
Smoke him like a blood. I said, oh, it's so fucking good. I like that ding, 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 ding. That, like I said, like a fucking dub track, reggae track. I love that shit. So fucking good.
Yeah, it is really good. And I think it comes at the perfect time in the album as well. Like, this is really good placement on the album. It's bang in the middle. So it sort of works well as a way to just kind of break things up a bit. And yeah, great song. Definitely. Like, he, again, with the first album, the self-titled album, he had a kind of like a reggae kind of song on that as well. The 1-800 Spice song, but this is far better than that. This is like sort of like an upgrade, I would say. Really good production from Too Short. Kind of, he does a great job of kind of channeling that kind of vibe, you know what I mean, that reggae vibe. And yeah, Spice One, he's great. Like, I don't know, he must, you know, surely he has some sort of connection. I don't know, but like, he does it so well. He does it so effortlessly. Like, his voice, his cadence. It sounds so natural when he does it. It's absolutely brilliant, you know. Unlike DJ Quick when he does it,
oh Lord,
not so good. But
yeah,
Spice fan. The Bomb Bud, yeah, not a fan of that.
I hate that.
Yeah, but Smoking Like a Blunt, it's maybe not like one of my ultimate favorites, but I think it's dope. You know what I mean? And I think it serves its purpose on the album really well.
Yeah, you know what? It's one of my favorites. Not, I wouldn't say ultimate either, but definitely one of my favorites because I love reggae a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that grimy reggae, like Bounty Killer and Buju Banton. You know, shit like that. Even regular reggae, like Bob Marley, Peter Tosh shit. But yeah,
and it's really rare to like for someone to try it and actually be really good at it as well. That's very rare. Yeah.
Spice is excellent at it. Like, I'm a big fan of Heavy D's album Blue Funk, and Heavy D's straight up Jamaican. You know, just like his cousin Pete Rock is, but he does that and he sounds amazing at it because he's Jamaican. But if Spice ain't Jamaican, then fucking hell.
I know, like KRS does that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
as well, yeah.
KRS is too. Rome Streets is Jamaican. Like, I hear his mom talks with the accent. Biggie, Busta, you know, KRS is definitely Jamaican too.
Yeah,
but if Spice ain't, then salute to him. Fuck me, man. He does it well.
Absolutely.
Next, we get the match made in heaven. Shake the fuck up. I love this shit. The Murder Show featuring the legendary MC8, Compton's Most Wanted type shit. Absolutely love this song. Dope ass beat by MC8. There's a production on here. Creep slow and watch the blood hit the fucking floor. Just little shit like that
is just goddamn Murder Show. Yeah.
So violent. I love every minute of it, my nigga.
Another single, by the way.
Yep, single. MC8 is also flawless on here. That, you know, they complement each other greatly on here. It's like having Bishop from Juice and Old Dog from Menace on a track if they rapped. That's a perfect comparison if you ask me.
And Spice was supposed to be Old Dog, you know?
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, man. Just can't say enough good things about this track. This shit is hard as fuck. Love this shit, man. 93 gangster shit to the highest degree, my nigga. Stupid fire.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic song. Just like I said, just crazy violent. This song, I don't know. Again, you know, if him and like the executives at Jive going through the track list, it's like, oh, we'll have the Murder Show as one of the singles. Kind of bizarre, isn't it? But yeah, I love this song. And of course, it's kind of historic as well because this is the first time Spice One and MC it would collab together. This would end up being like a very kind of strong, you know, bond between the two. They would end up, you know, Spice One would end up being on MC8's debut album, We Come Strapped, and the song Nothing But the Gangsta with Redman. Yeah, that's a great song too. And MC8 would come back for 1996, the title track of that, and they would go on to do a couple of collab albums in the 2000s. But imagine a collab album if they did it in the mid-90s. Oh my goodness, that would be
5 mic classic.
Yeah,
and here's the album cover right there for your VOD for you go in. They're hanging out a Lolo with fucking guns on. That'd be hard as fuck.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, I love the song. I love the hook as well. It's so catchy. 8 to the motherfucking K. 187 proof fast from the Bay. Yeah, like, and then it comes in, you know, like that's their amazing, you know, chemistry. You know, shut your fucking trap. Yeah, your punk ass is shorter than short when I pull your cap. Like, I love MC8's voice. Like, He's one of those guys. I don't know if we mentioned him when we did top 10 voices, but he's up there for sure.
Oh,
like
definitely.
his cadence and everything is just so fire. And yeah, it's a great collab. They're getting over the fact that like the Bay Area and Compton, they're coming together and they're just absolutely amazing. Just one last line I want to mention. I love when he says Spice One says in the final on the final verse, he opens it up and, step into the torture chamber, let me scorch you, or let me torch you, hangers on your motherfucking back, let me bring the scorcher, psychopathic madman, dead body chucker, quick to put the trigger on another motherfucker, like just, crazy violent. And yeah, they're both amazing. They have such great chemistry together. And this was produced by MC as well, and it has that classic like CMW, MC it kind of sound, you know what I mean? Love the strings in this track. Really kind of cinematic, really kind of makes the whole thing seem even more epic, which is really appropriate actually, because in the music video they're like hanging out at like a movie theater, so that kind of fits as well. Yeah, great song. I don't remember the clean version being that good though. I think it's just called The Show, which kind of loses its bite. Yeah, it's not as good, but yeah, absolutely phenomenal track right there.
I love it.
So it was on GTA 5 as well, the newer versions. They added that in there. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Great. Now we get ultimate favorite of mine on here. 380 on that ass. Featuring Havoc and Prodigy of South Central Cartel, man. In the beginning, I think it's Havoc talking to Spice. Is like, remember the old shit you did? About your 9? Talking about the what's that song on the first album?
A Piece to My Mind. No, 9. Yep.
Yeah, that joint. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I remember that old shit. And he's like, you ain't got love for the Nina no more. He's like, nah. He talks about the 380 now. That's just the new bar right now. So the Nina's the motherfucking shit. I love that. 100% pure gangster shit. Dope ass song. Like Spice just talking about blasting fools, jacking niggas, the whole 9. When it comes to the gangster shit, Havoc wants Spice to fuck with that 9. Spice said he got love for the Nina, but it don't fit in his top no more. And then Havoc and Prodigy just spit some ill verses, Just show love to the Nina. Absolutely one of my favorite songs in here. Like I said, just pure gangster shit. I like what Havoc said, leaving your brains pulsating in your fucking lap. That shit gets hard.
That's perfect, yeah.
So fucking hard. And you know what it is, Vaughn. I worship South Central Cartel, brother. So fucking gangster. Havoc and son, Prodigy. Just gangster shit. I think of Shirley Locks and khakis and fucking Chuck Taylors would think of them niggas. So gangster, bro.
Yeah, those first 3 albums, along with the Murder Squad album in '95, like they're all great. Yeah, definitely.
And those other albums I got, like by the Havoc and Prodigy albums, oof.
Oh yes, they're great too. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, fucking heater, bro. Sorry, my nigga, I can go on forever.
No problem at all.
Blast 3, 8, hard, nigga.
Yeah, and the beat too. Again, produced by Prodigy and South Central Cartel.
Yeah,
love it. Just kind of like mad, kind of dark. There's a slight kind of funkiness to it, but it's just dark, kind of eerie. Definitely. Just like a real kind of menacing kind of vibe to the track. And yeah, I mean, I think that when Havoc the Ram song and Prodigy coming in the third verse, they just killed it. I think I love when they said, "I'll split your skull and mail your brains back to your mama, fool." Like that's just crazy, Just such a really dope collaboration. And if this is another instance where Spice One would appear on the next South Central Cartel album, In Gats We Trust, the '94 album, on the amazing, incredibly slept on posse cut Gangsta Team, featuring Tupac, Ice-T, MC8, and Spice One. Like, oh my goodness,
what? Like Pac, but he was a fucking lunatic as well.
Yeah, I mean that song is incredible. Very slept on. Not many people thought about that. That is an amazing posse cut right there. But yeah, I mean, 380 on that ass. That's just that's a brutal song. You know what I mean? Not much more to say apart from that. But yeah, they absolutely murdered that track.
So good. It's like that's the music you want to hear when you're in a bad mood, my nigga. Like I love that shit, bro.
Now I gotta smop and pop that part. Yeah.
So good, brother. Love that shit. Next, we get a fucking heater. We get Mo Mail featuring E40. 40 just really talking on it, but still fire. Dope beat by Johnny Z. Love that fucking beat. Spice talking about kicking back, smoking blunts, and blasting on fools that try to roll up on him. Spice also touches on crooked cops and how, they beat up his cousin and shit like that. This line is so hard. Stank his ass in his chest with the hollow. Capped him in his throat so he can't swallow. This nigga Spice is dead nice, bro. I love that shit. So fucking fire. I like when Spice said the motherfucking 6-foot Chucky doll as well when he said, oh my god, just dope ass synths on here too. A fucking heat rock, my nigga. Love this fucking song. Thought it would be dope before they had a verse, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, this is another really dope song, another really kind of dark beat on the album, and love the kind of the synths on it as well. Just like this is a perfect example of mob music, definitely.
Yes.
This was produced by Johnny Z. I think around this time he would have been doing stuff like N2 Deep and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely really dope production on this track. And even though E40 doesn't have a verse on it, I love his role on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like him talking at the start, and he does that, yeah, I'm just a hustler, which is from Federal, the title track of that, which is, he says that on there. Of course, that would have come out the same year as well. But yeah, just again, another perfect example of how hard Spice is. What is it? Steady mobbing, gaffle motherfuckers cause my job, and shooting up motherfuckers was my hobby. Just amazing stuff. And then later on he says, I just love where he says, fuck you, Mr. President, I want to get you. Like, Spice was that guy back then, and brilliant. Another like just hardcore song, you know what I mean? It's just this album, just back-to-back heaters, for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This don't stop at the heat.
No.
Oh, such a great album, man. Then we get one of my ultimate favorites, Running Out the Crack House. Incredible beat by EA Ski yet again. EA Ski is so fucking dope with the production. Spiked with some dope ass storytelling on here about having a shootout with some rivals in a crack house. The cops end up showing up. Spice's homie end up dying during the shootout. Spice gets locked up, gets in a car. He spits a loogie in the cop's face. So he sicked the dog on Spice. End up going to the county at the end. Just excellent storytelling on here. So me and that bitch had it out on the floor about the pit, the canine. So fucking ill. Yeah. Amazing. Master P bit this, of course. He bit everything else dope back then.
Ice Cream Man.
Yeah.
Scarface, Tupac, yeah.
It is crazy because it's good, but it's a straight bite, But yeah, this song fucking flames. And that beat too. Love that fucking beat.
Yeah, definitely. This song to me reminds me of stuff that would be on America's Nightmare. It has that kind of vibe to it. This song is a little bit more like mellow production wise compared to like a lot of the other songs in the album. But yeah, really dope. Just a really good example of Spice One's storytelling skills. I like the bit towards the end of the track where he says, I walked in with blood on my pants and they'd be looking at me like a black Charles Manson. You know what I mean? That's pretty ill right there. And then just the track overall. It's just a great example of Spice is a storyteller because a lot of the album is just brutal bars, but yeah, this shows that he can pen a pretty good storytelling gangster track for sure. And yeah, great beat from EASK and CMT.
Oh, I love it. Shout out to the Killer Cali kid. I agree with every fucking word said right there, bro.
Seriously? Yeah, I hope the Killer Kelly kid is a Sally Cell fan as well. With that name.
Oh yeah.
Spice is on that, Red Rum. Yep.
I love Silly Cell. Shout out to my nigga Var getting me down with him.
Oh yeah, he's dope.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Now, another single. Love this fucking song. Chicka Got No Heart. Incredible fucking beat by Yeski again. You know what I'm saying? Slam dunk these bullets up in your chest like Jordan, my nigga. Come on. On the Menace soundtrack, it's called Nigga Got No Heart.
Yep, that's the explicit version.
Yeah. One of Spice's greatest songs ever. Just giving tales of life in the ghetto. Also talking about losing friends to gun violence and shit like that. Excellent fucking song. I prefer the Menace one, but this one's still hard. You know what I'm saying? I fucks with it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, he's the best at making clean versions. This doesn't bother me, but it's the clean version. It's just as hard, A great example is when he says in the first verse, quick to make decisions, I'm quick to get my blast on, do a 187 with this bloody Jason mask on. But on the explicit version, it's do a 187 with this motherfucking mask on. So it's like the bloody Jason mask, that's still dope. You know what I mean? It's a clean version, but it's still fire. He's amazing at that. Again, another 187 proof reference on here, where he says, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat, came my tech from the bushes. I love that. That's so fire. Yeah, I mean, this song is great. Love the beat as well from ESK and CMT. Again, it's another kind of like cinematic kind of beat. Love the synths that sort of grow and develop throughout the song. And definitely has like a hardness to it as well, this beat. Yeah, it's just one of those songs. I absolutely love it. And it's another classic track, another like black and white video. I haven't seen it in a while, but yeah, really, yeah, it's dope. I remember it being pretty dope. And it was a single for Menace, so it has like the Menace to Society movie clips and stuff like that in the video. But yeah, it's just great. And it's just talking about, obviously, the murders that happened on the streets back then. It's like, yeah, they're cold, they're heartless, you know what I mean? Just that stuff just happened back then. So and to this day, of course. But yeah, absolutely amazing track.
Incredible. I need to I'm so sorry, y'all. This is the fucking, you got notifications on your damn cell phone. Let me handle that. Next we get Trigger Happy. Oh man. Dope as fuck, man. Love this shit. Spice talks about like he uses guns as like characters in the hood. Kind of like, Gangsta Fairy Tale from Cuba and shit like that. He also did a song 187 proof of the 92 self-titled. Always think that's very clever when MCs do shit like that. I love that. Love the chorus. The Trigger Happy nigga. Love that.
Yeah.
Dope beat by DJ Extra Large. I fucks with this shit heavy. Dope track.
Yeah, I like this track. See, this is a real like kind of deep cut in the album that people don't really talk about too much. But I like it a lot. I think it's pretty dope. I really like the beat on here. It's kind of catchy, you know what I mean? Kind of smooth. Kind of has I don't know what they're sampling from, but it has like a kind of like 70s kind of feel to it, And yeah, really like this track. Again, like he said, he uses guns like if they were characters. And this is something that he would actually go on to do again for Born to Die, because he did a similar thing with that, my own Glock pistol whipped me in the head. Because he said I wouldn't buy the infrared, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, another really, really dope song on the record. And yeah, I love the production on that, and then the dope chorus too, for sure.
Absolutely. Shit hard. Next we get Rip, R.I.P. Dope beat by ESK yet again. Spice sounds dope as fuck on here, man. Almost has like a 92 Dr. Dre flow. That's what it sounds like to me. From the Chronic era.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it. Such a dope ass song. Spice talks about, he take care of his homies, he'll take 10 of yours. You take his homies, he'll take 10 of yours. Also an ode to his homies that passed away from gun violence. Love this shit. So fucking good. R.I.P. Rest in peace to dead niggas on the wall. I fucking love that shit, my nigga. So fucking fire. Flawless song. Love it. If the like the shout out song at the end wasn't on here, this would be a perfect closer. Perfect, because it got that feel, of a album closer to a classic album. So R.I.P. Dope.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's really placed perfectly towards the end of the album, and yeah, it definitely has like a kind of mellow kind of feel to it as well, which is really appropriate for this kind of subject matter. It kind of reminds me of stuff like what 187. He wrote the title track. You know what I mean? Obviously, Spice on a slightly more kind of conscious tip. Talking about obviously the kind of ugly side to all of the murder and the death, and how much that affects himself, and yeah, no, it's a great song. I love where he says, they be rolling up on me and loading the clip and say I'm slipping, but I'm in a fucked up state of mind and I'm packing a 9 and I'm not tripping. You know what I mean? Because it's like that kind of like paranoia. It's like, not only did these people die, this could happen to me next. You know what I mean? That's how like the cycle, kicks off, where it's like, it's just this kind of like vicious cycle of violence, if it kicks off. Produced by ESK and CMT again. And yeah, I mean, another great track. Maybe not like an ultimate favorite for me, but I mean, they're all great songs, So that's not me criticizing it. It's just if I was to like rank each song on the album, this would be probably lower on the list. But definitely a dope song. And like you said, really good placement on the album too.
Absolutely, brother. Now we get the closer. All he wrote, dope ass beat by Mentally Blunted. Basically a shout out song. You know what I'm saying? Just out rappers in the game that he think would blast a nigga if they had to. Mad rappers get love on here. Tupac, Ant Banks, CMW, Brand Nubian, UGK, Ice-T. I think it's like Spice and 27 Fact Dudes talking. Boss, South Cartel, Cube, Lynch Mob. I'm not gonna name all these niggas, but a lot of people get shout outs on here. And it's dope. You know what to say about a track when niggas is talking, but yeah, it's the end of the album right there.
Yeah, basically, I view songs like this as kind of like credits, if you're watching like a movie or whatever.
Like shout outs and shit, like booklets,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. Like, there's nothing wrong with, having this at the very end, So if you want to listen to it, that's fine. If you don't want to listen to it, whatever. You know what I mean? It's fine, whatever, whatever way you want to slice it. I like the kind of mellow beat in the background while they're doing it. I think that's pretty cool. And as far as shout out songs go, it's a pretty good one. But obviously you're not going to listen to it by itself, you know what I mean? But if you're listening to the album from front to back, it's a nice way to end things off. And I was surprised to hear Brand Nubian get a shout out. I thought that was kind of like, okay. But no, pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Spice 187 he wrote, 1993. Like I do every episode on Speaking Club Podcast, we give the mic rating, top 2 songs. Top 2 songs for me, 187 he wrote, title track. So I got Dumping Them in Ditches, my second favorite. See, this is hard. There's so many good fucking songs in here.
Mm-hmm.
Then off the cuff, I'll say my third favorite track is I'll go with The Murder Show. With MCA.
Yeah.
Go with that one. And it's 5 mics. Come on. It's 5 mics, bro.
I agree.
I'm not gonna be some dickhead. It's 4.5. No, it's 5 mics, bro. And between his, Black Mussolini's banging, but between his first 4 albums, I could understand how people find it hard to pick a favorite Spice 1 album. Mine is America's Nightmare. This is number 2 with a fucking bullet. Number 2 easily for me. Absolutely incredible artist. He needs to be talked about with the likes of Tupac, the likes of Ice Cube, Scarface, you name it. He is up there. And to me, he's the greatest gangster rapper of all time. You can say Eazy-E. That's fine. I'm going to love Eazy-E, my nigga. But Spice 1, West Coast, Bay Area gangster shit, he's the king. Like Vod said, that blow your brains out in your lap music, he's the king. He holds the crown. And kind of sad he don't get talked about amongst the likes of the artists I named, but the dude is just incredible. All the real niggas know, about Spice. I see him get a lot of love from real ones. But yeah, dope ass album. 30 years of 187 he wrote. That is crazy. Excellent album, man. 5 mics.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a 5 micer from me as well. I mean, Spice 1, he's one of my favorite MCs of all time. Definitely. Yeah. And this is my favorite album from him. It has changed though a few times over the years, but I go for 187 he wrote. I think it's more aggressive in America's Nightmare, like production wise, and it's grimier, like it's dirtier kind of sounding. And I just think it's such a huge improvement over the first album. And I love the first album, but this is like, I think this blows the first album out of the water.
Oh, it does. It does.
Yeah. I think it's phenomenal. There are no bad songs in the song whatsoever. Even the shout out track at the end, I think is fine. I've got no issues with that whatsoever. I think every song serves its purpose. Most of it, sure, it's pretty aggressive, gangbang kind of stuff, but he mixes it up. He has Smoking Like a Blunt on there, doing the kind of reggae kind of style. He has, some great features on here from South Central Cartel, MC8, Boss. He has, this album actually has quite a diverse list of producers as well. But like it all really fits together well. Like it doesn't sound like a mixture. Like it sounds cohesive, like really cohesive.
Yeah.
Like the a lot of the EA ski stuff, all that stuff, with Trigger Got No Heart, and like just there's a cinematic feel to those songs that, like, when you listen to the Murder Show, which is done by MC8, it's like they sound very like similar, but yet completely different people worked on them. It's pretty, really impressive how cohesive the album sounds overall. And I just think Spice One was incredible, like at this period, like absolutely. Crazy that he was signed to Jive as well.
I know a label that gets kind of funny about certain things,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Jive in the 90s were like one of the illest hip hop labels at that time.
Absolutely.
Obviously, they lost interest in hip hop and moved on to like Britney Spears and Backstreet Boys and stuff like that. But like at this time period, they had Spice, they had Too Short. They would later have like E40, Amp Banks, and KRS-One, and like A Tribe Called Quest. Like, they were a dope label back then. Just crazy good. And Spice One, I listened to this, I'm like, wow, this is like Rap-A-Lot Records kind of stuff,
Yeah, I was thinking of some N.O. Joe beats too, some of this shit.
Yeah, definitely. That kind of cinematic feel, definitely. I can hear that for sure. I think 1870 wrote, it's just one of those albums I can listen to it from front to back, and it's like an hour long or something, and it's just it flies by. I think it's amazing. So yeah, top 3 tracks for me. I'm gonna go with Dumping Them in Ditches has to be in there for sure. It's just such a great song. I'm gonna go with The Clip and the Trigger, produced by Ant Banks. Love that. And it's really hard, actually.
It is
because the album's just so good. I'm gonna go with that first track, "I'm the Fucking Murderer." I love that. What a way to kick off the album! But the entire album is so good, and like you said, he doesn't get his props at all, really. And one thing as well, if it's so impressive about Spice, he is one of the very few artists to be able to crank out albums year after year after year, and they're all fire. The only other artist that obviously did that, especially on the West Coast, Ice Cube, obviously he did that, with 4 albums in a row, 1990, 91, 92, 93. But Spice One, he did that, 92, 93, 94, 95, with like 4 pretty much classics in my opinion. So yeah, that's crazy impressive to me.
Absolutely, man. Spice One, 1870 wrote 30 years. Motherfucking classic. 5 mic rating over here, boy. So next week, we take a trip to Decatur, Atlanta. Outkast, Aquemini. 25 years of Outkast Aquemini, man. The first CD I ever bought.
Wow.
From 95 to 98, I got all tapes, cassettes, CDs. That was the first one I ever gotten. So can't wait to talk about that. So yeah, that's why I ended here. See y'all niggas on the flip side, y'all. Thanks.
Have a good one.
Have a good one, chat.